What is a designer?
My name is Tyler Hampton. I'm 24 years old and I live in Brooklyn, New York, and I am a freelance set and production designer for stage and film. A stage designer is somebody who works with an artistic team on a project to tell a story. And specifically what they're in charge of is the space that the story inhabits. From the beginning and up until now, it's about storytelling. And as a kid, I would tell stories with toys, with like sticks and stuff that I would find in the yard. I'd play Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, and I would draw. I was always the artsy kid, sort of like, after schools, when if you don't take the bus home, you would go to this thing where like teachers would watch you and you would just sit around and kind of like play with other kids or draw or something. I was always drawing. So my parents just have like boxes of paper drawings that I did as a kid. But just kind of like creating worlds was my thing. I love telling stories about people. Especially now, I think we need to be telling stories that are relevant. Like, we can't keep telling the same story of boy and girl see each other, cross a platform, fall in love, boy goes to war, girl is at home, reeked with guilt and writes him every day from the war. He responds from the battlefront. He dies, girl cries her eyes out. Like, we just need to give up these like heteronormative, like bullshit stories. We need to start telling more queer stories, not just about men, but about lesbians, men, like trans men and women, everything across the board. Like, I just want more inclusiveness on Broadway, because I'm so tired of hearing about straight people. I spend a lot of time doing research. I do dramaturgical research, like the world of the play, into if characters mention specific things or like pop culture moments or like artists, singers, whatever, what have you. I would research that to understand everything that the playwright or the screenwriter is talking about. And then I would get specific and research into like gestural ideas of like different pieces of art or film clips or whatever that resonate thematically with what I'm working on. And then you just narrow down your research. I go into sketches, just really rough thumbnail sketches, and then I'll take breaks. I journal a lot too. It's a journal, sketchbook, whatever. That's really good for my creative process. Weed. I smoke a lot of weed. And that inspires creativity, or just inspires me to think about something in a different way, or like look at something differently, or like experience the world differently for a couple of hours or something like that. I like to take my time and make sure I get all of the details, make sure I have lots of meetings, lots of conversations with the people that I'm working with. And then start to build a product. What is the set gonna look like? What is the point of this door? What's the point of this molding? Why? What's the choice behind this? A good design is design that supports everything, and everything that you see has a choice behind it. Most of my inspiration comes from nature. Kind of it. And music. Lady Gaga. Perhaps the biggest influence on my life as like a macro figure. Prince, Grace Jones, Marina and the Diamonds, Yell, Future Islands. David Bowie, really influential. Kind of in a similar vein as Lady Gaga, sort of like a master of changing himself to what he wanted or to how he was feeling. I really admire that in an artist when they're sort of unapologetic about changing their flavor, so to speak, to fit where they are in their lifestyle, or to where, like, to say what they want to say and not apologize for it. I do gay porn collages sometimes when I'm feeling up for it. I'll like drag out all my magazines and just go for it. I did a lot of like experimenting with different projects, being like, do I want to be a scenic artist? And so I did like fashion week work, and I did a lot of scenic painting. I did technical drawings, draftings for Frank Ocean's concert tour that was going around. So that is like, if you think of a blueprint for a house, and you sort of like, it's like a bird's eye view of like, these are the walls, the doors, the window, blah, 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 to communicate how to build something. I did a couple of TV show pilots. I basically assisted the production designer in sourcing and hiring and like helping him pitch designs, helping him design the show, like kind of being his right-hand man. K-pop was the show that Ars Nova put on in conjunction with the Ma Yi Ensemble and the Woodshed Collective. K-pop was a 2-floor immersive musical production about Korean pop music from the lens of like a K-pop factory. It was like, it's like 30 different rooms that we carved up the space into. I came in and I filled it with shit. Like, I was sort of not the props master, but I was kind of the overseer of the decorating everything in here. And then I did a lot of the branding and sort of graphic quality for the show. So I did all of the posters. I did like headshots and logos. They called me the details designer, but basically the props master. Billy on the Street does these obstacle courses that are sort of like really funny and camp. And they hired me to model build one for them. And I built the model for Dear Evan Hansen. I have been working for, I think he's advertised as a fashion designer, but really I would just call him an artist. His name is Todd Oldham. I think I would be, my title, a freelance crafter. Painting, crafting. Some of them can be, it can be a mock-up for like a new toy that they're trying to pitch to investors or to Target or something like that. Or it can be like assembling something for a photo shoot. Todd also does, he designs a line of children's toys. It's for a company called Kid Made Modern. And it's really cool because it's not like, here's a toy, play with it. It's like a kit. Like that, it's like the build your own house kit. And so you have all of these cutouts that you assemble and glue, and then you can like paint it however you want. It comes with paint and brushes and glue and all that stuff. And it's sort of like giving you the bare bones, like giving you the materials and allowing you to run with it. But it's working with my hands pretty much all day, which is great because I need to work with my hands. I've been doing that my entire life. Like I can't imagine just, I don't know, having a desk job. I have to be active with my mind and my hands at the same time. It has to be both. I also have weed if you guys want to smoke.
Oh my gosh.
I love having a good time.